Hello. It's like freaking bad lighting in here, but whatever. So, I have a topic. In fact, I want to have a conversation with a couple of you people, especially around my age group. For those of you that don't know, I'm 30 years old. And when I hit maybe like 28, I noticed I start reminiscing a lot. I start looking back a lot. I start thinking about things like, wow, I did that? Really? I don't want to say I end up regretting what I did, but you look back and you're like, that was a lot of fun. But then you try to do that today and it's not the same anymore. It's a whole different thing. Well, no. Okay. Basically, I hate to say this, I really do. It's just, I felt like I grew out of a lot of the shit that I used to do. Which is okay, sometimes it's needed to grow out of shit. And sometimes there's just some people that will never learn, or that were worse back in the day. So basically, I don't even know what the title of this video, but I just want to talk about some of the shit I used to do and then compare to now. So, back in the day, I was an underage drinker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys were drinking underage. I think I must have started drinking when I was like 17 or 18. I'm not sure. And for those of you that don't know, I got held back a year and I got sent to a continuation school. So I was 18 already and I was sneaking in a bottle of wine inside the girls' bathroom and everything. So I'll be drinking a bottle of wine. It was cheap wine, obviously, Chardonnay or something. I don't know. It was something like that. Whatever I could get my hands on. So back then, you weren't so picky. At least I wasn't about what I would get my hands on. But it ain't really about the drinking or anything like that. Well, maybe because alcohol had a lot to do with it. What I'm trying to say is, I used to go to a lot of gigs back then. It was more like the backyard gigs, and at that time I couldn't really afford concerts that much like I do now, because at that time I think the recession hit when I was 20 years old, I think. And that was a really hard time because I couldn't really find work or anything. So, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I didn't really go to that many concerts like I do now. Now I can afford it, but it's still different. It's still different compared to what. But I did go to a lot of backyard gigs. So it was a lot of thrash gigs, and here in LA, that's what we're known for, basically that or traditional heavy metal. So I went to a lot of those, and I was hanging out with my friend Yatsiri. We call her Yatsi for short. And it was so great to hang out with her again, and we both definitely grew up a lot. But back then, damn, did we like to drink. We were underage drinking, especially when you're 20 years old. When you're 20 years old and you don't want to be with the 18-year-old, and over kind of shit, it's no, you want to be with the 21-year-olds already. And I remember, because I had a lot of older friends, and it just sucked because I was 20 years old and they were 21 and over, and they were already able to get into the clubs, casinos, or whatever, and I couldn't do any of that shit, because I was under, still not underage, but yeah, I was underage, but so at that time we couldn't really be picky on what we got, whatever we got. So I just remember going to gigs, before going to the gigs, and how much I would used to drink if the alcohol was available. Seriously, the night was not even about the gig. It was about how wasted can I get, and how many memorable memories, if I could remember, can I make. I remember we used to pre-drink. Yeah, I do know we'll be good. I mean, I know we're a year away from 21, but don't worry, we'll be able to get free drinks, no problems. I mean, we're girls, come on. Yeah, no, I mean, I do got work tomorrow, but it's okay because I close, so I could drink all I want and still be hungover the next day. I'm pretty sure it'll go away within no time. Okay, don't worry. If they won't give us beer when we get there, I can guarantee you, we don't have to spend money on beer or even show ID. I'll just play Hello Kitty with the bartender, and I swear we're gonna get free drinks. Look at these. I mean, come on. And I remember we used to drink while we were in the car. Well, not the driver at least, but the other people at least. That's one thing I've been lucky with. I've never really been with drunk drivers. I've been very fortunate to at least meet responsible people that did not drive drunk. And then we'll drink during the show. I remember one time I brought in a flask one time. I don't even know how I got the vodka. I was such a vodka drinker back then, and whiskey. Like those were like the only two things I would drink. And then I'll drink afterwards, like going back home, and it was just a lot of alcohol. And then I think about it, I was like, wow, my body was able to tolerate that. Like, can you believe that? Like, has anybody else had that kind of experience where like your body could just tolerate that? And then as soon as somewhere along the line, you know, you kind of knew you had to shape up and everything. I think with me is because when I headed into freelance makeup artistry, basically at that time I was doing on-set makeup, you didn't really have time to get drunk. I remember I was just so dedicated to my career and everything. I was like, I'm gonna put everything aside, drinking, smoking, whatever. You know, I used to smoke cigarettes back then, believe it or not. Yeah, and then it wasn't like I really needed it. It was just because it was just, you know, casual smoking, that's it. I still do hookah though. Hookah's so good. I don't care what anybody says. I love hookah. I just look at back then on how much I used to be able to hold my liquor. Like, I took shots like no other. Now, if I take a shot, I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, maybe because I just drank so much or what. Like, okay, Coke and whiskey, I could do that, no problem. This is Coke and whiskey right here. I don't know. I gotta work tomorrow though. Maybe I could have just one shot. No, that's too much. Hold on. Yep, that's good. But as soon as you just give me something straight and then just drink it, I feel the burn. And I don't mean like a workout burn. I mean like a burn. And then my body's just like, what the fuck? And then my body's even telling me, you're getting old for this. You know what you need to do? You need to start eating more vegan meals. You need to start working out because you haven't been working out or anything. You need to go back to the gym and get your gym membership again. That's what my body's telling me. It ain't telling me like, hey, you're 17 years old again. Go ahead and drink up a storm and smoke all the cigarettes you want. I remember too, like back then we used to just do whatever, like, you know, there was a gig, like, hey, there's a gig, you want to go? Let's go. We didn't worry about like how traffic was. We didn't worry about parking. Maybe because like smartphones was just barely developing at that. I think at that time it was like barely the iPhone 1. It was just like find the gig, get there, drink, enjoy the music and then drink again, smoke some cigarettes and then drink. And if you were a stoner, get stoned. I wasn't a stoner. I never got into that shit, and nor do I ever care. But I just look back on it, I was like, yeah, we didn't give a fuck back then. Back then there wasn't a care in the world. You know, we didn't worry about like parking, how much was it for the entrance or anything like that. You know, we need to leave at this time and this time. And then, you know, we also have like work the next day, and you know, even if I closed the next day, I still, you know, didn't want to wake up feeling bad. Oh my goodness, at concerts, I used to fucking always go to the front. And where I realized stuff changed was when I went to the ghost show. Evan and I, we both went to the ghost show, in case you guys didn't see, like, you know, our Instagram stories or whatever. And I remember just being so detailed about how we were planning everything. Like, oh, what time are we going here? Okay, should we get an Uber? No, we shouldn't get an Uber because, you know, we're going to have lousy signal in that part of town, and it's going to take us like 30 minutes to get an Uber. And then, you know, should we leave a little earlier? You know, it was stuff like that I do now. I would have never done at 19 to like 25 years old, I think. Now everything's so planned out, and then, like, you know, sometimes you can't get the next day off from your job. Sometimes, you know, like with me especially, my job revolves around the weekends. If you get a weekend off, you know, you're lucky, but you know, you could work around it. So I remember at the ghost show, I picked up the morning shift. I traded with my coworker. I was like, hey, let me pick up your morning shift and you take my closing, and the next day I'll take your closing, and then you take my morning shift. You know, it was stuff like that. So I couldn't have all the beer in the world. And now it's like, you know, you're more picky with your money. You're like, oh, am I gonna drink or am I gonna buy merch? It ain't both. Well, I used to go to backyard gigs a lot, so I didn't really have to buy merch. So But it was shit like that, you know, you really had to plot out like how you're going to spend your money, because beer at a show could be from like $12 to $24. It's fucking ridiculous. Buy yourself a 6-pack and you're good. Hell, buy yourself a bottle of Jack Daniels and you'll be fine. It's like you gotta plan things out now. Can I get another beer, please? Can I just have something that makes it look like I'm drinking? Because I got work tomorrow. And then I just remember, like, I used to be really good going all the way to the front because I'm short, so I could kind of get away with it. Evan's tall, though, if you guys haven't seen. Evan's like 6'2". I remember, like, every time when I would see an opening, I'll be like, Evan, come on, and I'll pull his hand or whatever, right? And then, like, there was an intermission at the ghost show. I know, that's fucking stupid. There's an intermission. And then Evan was like, do you really want to go in the front and get smashed up and everything? See, back then, when I went to Mayhem Festival and everything, I didn't care. I was like, if I get my head kicked in, fine. If I get beat up, fine. You know, it wasn't like I was getting beat up, but, you know, you were just getting, like, pushed and shoved and, like, stepped on maybe and stuff like that. And I was never really a good mosher. I wish I was, but, you know, but still, you still got a little beat up because you were way in the front. Like, I mean, I was by the bar and everything. So I remember he was like, do you really want to go in the front? Because tomorrow you got work. We're going to get beat up. And, you know, we're going to get smashed in. Do you really feel like doing this? You know, we have work and everything. And I was like, no. So it's like so sad. It's like, you know, I used to leave with bruises and scars and they were just like badges of honor. Now it's like, okay, I can't look beat up tomorrow at work because I gotta represent a company, you know. And Evan's a pharmaceutical tech, so it's like, yeah, no, you can't be doing shit like that either. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about that, you know. Now it's like, I feel, and don't get me wrong, we need to be responsible for our own actions. We really do. I felt I did nothing wrong back then. I mean, did I do some stupid shit? Yeah, while drinking? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, I made some embarrassing moments out of myself. But I'd rather embarrass myself than hurt somebody for sure. That, I'm glad I never hurt anybody. But, you know, it's just like, do you guys feel that? Like, you people around my age group, have you felt that or anything like that? Or are you still partying and just don't give a fuck and you probably have no responsibility? Because I feel like it was needed and I'm glad it happened. But at the same time, I just can't help. I don't know, probably because maybe it's a midlife crisis I'm going through. I don't know. But I've been listening to so much, like, I don't know, like nostalgic music from back when I was like a teenager. And then it even reminds me from when I was like in my early 20s. I was like, wow, really? Like The Devil Wears Prada. Do you guys remember The Devil Wears Prada? Oh my god, there was this one guy that I really liked back when I was like 18 or 19. He made a cover of that song and that's why I remember The Devil Wears Prada. And that's how I discovered Arch Enemy. Still love Arch Enemy, but I don't like that guy anymore. But yeah, no. By the way, Arch Enemy is one of the bands that really brought me more into heavy metal along with Megadeth. And I drank a lot to Arch Enemy with me and that guy, and we smoked like a lot of cigarettes. So I mean, I don't know, I just felt like reminiscing. I just felt like talking. Do you guys have any stories? I want to hear. I miss being 21. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 30 now. It's like I don't mind being 30, probably because I don't feel 30. I don't, you know, I don't have kids, probably. Maybe that's why I don't feel 30, because I know a lot of girls that, you know, and I'm talking about girls that like actually got married. I'm not talking about, you know, the ones that had little accidents. No offense, but, you know, I'm talking about just people in general that have kids in their 20s and stuff like that. They feel fucking old. Like, they'll tell me, like, yeah, dude, I feel old. I was like, well, yeah, you had a kid. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And, you know, I personally don't want children, but if I were to have like an accident with somebody that I do love, at least, I wouldn't mind having it, but I'd rather not have a child. But you know what I mean? But it have to be with somebody that I really love. Okay, now we're getting it too deep. So let me know if you missed your past. I don't know. I'm just, okay, maybe the alcohol's kicking in and I'm just starting to miss everything. But, you know, I had some great memories. Nothing really worth doing like story time, just because, you know, I was like drunk and you can't really remember much. I mean, I don't know, maybe one day I will do story time of like my drunken stories or something like that. I have like maybe like a few that I can remember, but in some of it was just like I'd rather not remember. You know which ones I'm talking about. You just rather not remember. But plus there were just so many negative people back in my life. Well, there's negative people all the time, but you know, at that time I felt like it was the worst. But you know, now I'm just like really lucky. But yeah, I don't know. Tell me guys some of your stories. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should change the title to this video, because I don't know what the fucking title of this video. And take care of your vaginas and have a wonderful day. Cheers.